AB is a part of another large circuit. Also VQ minus VB equal to 12 volt. Then VQ minus VB equal to 12 volt. Okay. Now see here. Now see this. VQ minus VB equal to 12 volt. That means VQ will be greater than VB. So there must be current must be flowing like this. Okay. So now start at that point Q VQ minus 2I VQ minus 2I minus 3. So minus I is equal to VB. So you know how to find the KVL in open circuit. VQ minus VB is equal to 2I. So, okay, I plus 3 plus I, 1 into I. So 12 is equal to 3I plus 3. Okay, so now 3I is equal to 9, I equal to 3 ampere. I equal to 3 ampere. So do that, children. Which option? Option A is correct. A, D also. Okay, let's find D also. That is VA minus VB is 24 volt. Okay. So if VA minus VB is 24 volt. Okay, so first you copy this. Option A is correct. Now, how this becomes VA minus VB? Same logic. Same logic you apply. Huh? VQ we don't have to calculate. Why current transfer? Current will not start from VQ. Actually, it is flowing like this, same current. But they gave potential difference between Q and B only. Here it will split. Here current will split. Here it will split. Okay, copy that, children. The more potential from that point. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, current will flow in that direction. Yes. So once if we get current equal to 3 ampere, now how to find? So here to here current is 3 ampere. Okay, so here you say the current is I dash. Here you say I minus I dash. You apply KVL in this loop. Okay, starting it from here. Go clockwise. Minus 6. Okay, so I value you know that is 3. Minus 2 into 3 minus I dash. I minus I dash, right? So 3 minus I dash. So here this current will flow like this, I dash. So it is plus I dash is equal to 0. From this you'll get I dash value. So minus 6 minus 2 I dash plus I dash equal to 0. This will, so here you will get 1 minute. So here 1 minute. Yeah. Minus, yeah, plus 2I. So it becomes 3I. 3I dash is equal to 12. I dash is equal to what? 12 divided by 3. It is 4 ampere. It will not come 4 ampere. 1 second. 1 second. Minus 6. Okay. Minus 6. And here 3 minus I dash, right? Okay. I value is 3 minus I dash. It is 2I dash plus I dash equal to 0. Okay, correct. Minus 6 plus 2I. Okay. Huh? Yeah, I is splitting, no. So I want I dash value. I want Y dash value, 1 minute. Why I am getting I dash value as 4 ampere? I should not get I dash value as 4 ampere. 1 second, I'll check. Because it cannot be more than that. Okay, now this I value is 3 ampere. This 3 minus I dash I say here. Okay, now 3 minus I dash will flow. Here I dash will flow. Now apply KVL in this loop. So start from here minus 6. They are going from here to here. Here minus 2 into 3 minus I dash. Here we are going against the current plus 1 into I dash equal to 0. So minus 6 minus 2 into 3. Okay, so 1 minute, we'll come back to that. Okay. Okay, so it is minus 6 minus 2 I dash. Okay, plus I dash. Okay, where is plus? So equal to 0. Okay, so 3 I dash is equal to 12. I dash is equal to, you are getting 4 ampere. That means here 4 ampere will flow. Yeah, it is coming 4. Okay, okay. I'll check that. Okay, it is coming 4 ampere, right? Okay, let it be like this. So now, once the current is 4 ampere, here, see here. Here current is 4 ampere, right? Here current is 3 ampere. Now tell me what should be the current here? 1 ampere like this. Am I correct? 1 ampere. Understood, children? So here current should be 1 ampere. It should be like this current here in this branch. Okay, now here to here current will be like this, but here to here current will be the opposite direction. Okay, but again here to here current will be like this. Now you apply. You find the potential difference between A and B. Start at the point here. VA minus 2 into 3. I value is 3. Here I plus 10 minus 4 into 3. Now minus 6. Here current is going against, right? Minus 2 into plus 2 into 1. Here again minus 2 into 3. So minus 3 minus 1 into 3 equal to VB. So what you get here? VA minus 6 plus 10 minus 12 minus 6 plus 12 minus plus 2 minus 6 minus 3 minus 3 equal to VB. Okay, now how many 6 are there? See, okay, first we sum the positive numbers. 10, 12, only 12. Okay, negative numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6, 36. VA minus 36, what the positive value? 12 equal to VB. Am I correct, children? So VA minus VB equal to 36 minus 12. Yeah, correct. 24 volt. That's correct. Copy that, children. 24 volt you are getting. Okay. Copy that, children. Copy it, children. Next one. A battery of unknown EMF connected across resistance as shown in the figure. The voltage drop across 8 ohm resistor is 20 volt. So from that you can calculate the current. What is the current? 20 by 8, 10 by 4, 2.5 ampere. 2.5 ampere. Okay. So then what they're asking? Reading of a meter, reading of a meter, reading EMF of the battery. Reading of a meter and EMF of the battery we have to find. Okay. So now if you know this current, say same current will flow here. Same current will flow here. Okay, and here the voltage drop across 8 ohm is that much resistance. Okay, so here also 2.5 ampere. Now these two are in series, so together they are in parallel with this. Now 15 and 13 are in series, you will get 28. 28 is in parallel with 11, so you can apply current division formula. You can find I1 and I2. I1 is equal to, total current is 2.5 ampere, right? So I1 is equal to 28 into I divided by 28 plus 11, 39. So you can calculate this I value, I1. So I1 comes out to be, I1 What is this value? 1 minute, I'll check the calculator. I1, so it is 28 divided by 39. 39, I have to add that 39. I gave current division formula 0.71. I1 is equal to 0.71 ampere. Now what is I2? I2 value. I2 value, how much is that? I2 is equal to 11 into 2.5 divided by 1 minute. Sorry, it is not 0.7. It is not 0.71, 1 minute. I value I have to 28 divided by 39, okay, into 2.5. So this value is 1.79. This value is 1.79. 1.79. I2, so here 39, you will get 0.7. 0.7 ampere. Okay, so that's correct. The reading of ammeter is 0.7 ampere. That means ammeter will read I2 current only. So that's correct. Now, how to find the EMF of the battery? You find the total resistance. What is R effective? So these two are in series, together they are in parallel, and together they are in series with this. So you find the R effective value. First you find the R effective value. This is 28 into 11 divided by 39. Okay, is in series with 19. So if you simplify R effective, you'll get, how much you get R effective value? You'll get 1049 divided by 39. Now, what is the current? Total current supplied to the battery 2.5 ampere. So total current supplied to the battery is total EMF divided by total resistance. So E is equal to R effective into resistance into current. So you know the current value. So EMF is given by, so R effective 1049 divided by 39 into current 2.5. So if you simplify, you will get 67.3 volts. So that is it. Yes, D is correct. B and D are correct. Copy that, children. Current division formula I gave current division formula. Eleven, 15, and 13. No. 15 and 13 are in series. Together they are in parallel with 11. Together they are in series with 11 and 8. That's how we have to do that. Done? Okay, next. In a meter bridge experiment, the null point is obtained at 40 centimeter from one end of the wire when resistance X is balanced against another wire. If X is less than Y, then new position of the null point from the same end, if one decides to balance a resistance of 3X against Y will be close to. Okay. So here initially the null point is obtained at 40 centimeters. So you can apply this X by Y meter bridge. X by Y is equal to L by 100 minus L. So X by Y is equal to 40 divided by 60. X by Y is equal to 2 by 3. Equation number 1. Now, in place of X, if you place 3X, what are the new balance line? So 3X divided by Y will keep the same thing. L dash divided by 100 minus L dash. But we know X by value, Y value 2 by 3 equal to L dash divided by 100 minus L dash. So 3 gets cancelled here. Now cross multiply. So 2 is equal to L dash divided by 100 minus L dash. So 200 minus 2 L dash is equal to L dash. So 200 is equal to 3 L dash. L dash is equal to 200 divided by 3. So how much you get? You get like 67 centimeter. 67 centimeter approximately. Check it. Okay, children. Copy that. Sir, question once. Okay, I'll show first copy. Yeah, I'll show. I'll show. L dash is the new balancing length. L dash. Yeah. L dash. See, this is the question. L dash is new balancing length. A cylindrical solid of length L and radius A is connected across a source of EMF V and negligible internal resistance shown in the figure. The resistivity of the rod at point P at a distance x from the left end is given by rho equal to Bx. Find the electric field at a point P. Okay, so to find the electric field at a point P, so you have to find the total resistance and then you have to find the current. How to find the total resistance? See here. First, you have to find the resistance. So here resistivity is variable, right? If the resistivity is variable, divide the total cylinder into small elements. Consider a small element at a distance x. Okay, area is same. Now the small resistance of the small element is rho dx divided by a. To get so, and here rho is equal to what? Rho is variable. That is at a distance x. What is rho? Rho equal to bx. Bx dx divided by a. To get the total resistance, we have to integrate b by a integral x into dx. Okay, so limits are 0 to L, capital L. So the total resistance is b by a. So integral x dx is x squared by 2. So directly L squared by 2. This is total resistance. Once you figure the total resistance, current is, so total EMF divided by total resistance. So current is b L squared divided by 2a. Okay, sorry. Here V, potential difference is V. So V divided by total resistance. So V divided by total resistance is B L square divided by 2A. Okay. So now once we get current, now electric field at that point we have to find. Okay, now current density you can calculate. I by A is equal to 2V by BL square. Once this is current density, J equal to 2V by BL square. Once we get current density, now J equal to sigma E. Sigma E is equal to 2V by BL square. But sigma is reciprocal to rho. So 1 by, that is E by rho equal to 2V by BL square. Now, so electric field is equal to 2V by BL square into rho. But what is rho? Bx. So electric field at that point is equal to TV by BL square into Bx. BB gets cancelled here. So electric field is equal to 2Vx divided by L square. This is correct option. Okay, children, copy that. Sir, is the first how we got it? What is that first? What is that first? First line. Resistance equal to rho L by A. Resistance is equal to rho L by A formula I have put for the small element. Dx is the length of the small element. Dx. So actually resistance is equal to rho L by A, right? First we have to find the resistance of the small element. The cross-sectional area of that element is A, but length of the small element is dx. So rho L by A. Understood? Length of the small element. It is given. Rho is equal to Bx is given. Done, children? Okay. Next question. So the current in a conductor varies with the time. So like that. Electric charge flowing through a section of the conductor during that time. Electric charge, we have this relation. So I is equal to Q by T, Q equal to IT. And here, when there is variable electric current, so you can write like this, I is equal to dq by dt. dq is equal to I into dt. dq is equal to 2t plus 3t square into dt. Integral dq is equal to integral 2t plus 3t square into dt. So the total charge is given by 4 t square by 2 plus 3 t cubed by 3. Limits, what are the limits? 2 to 3 seconds. So substitute that q equal to, this will 2 will go, 3 will go. So 2t square plus t cubed 0 to 2 to 3 seconds. So that implies q is equal to, substitute the upper limit, you'll get 2 into, that is 9, 18 plus 27. 27 minus 8 plus 8. Okay, how much is that? How much is that? 18 plus 27, 45 minus 16, 29. Huh? It will be 1 minute. Yeah, t cubed. Yes, correct. 2t square by 2 t cubed by, here I wrote wrong. Okay, 1 minute. Here I wrote wrong. 1 minute. Here 2t square by 2, it will cancel. Yeah, 2 gets cancelled. Okay. Now you do it. Q is equal to t square plus t cubed, you will get 2 to 3, upper limit 9 plus 27 minus 4 plus 8. How much is that? 9 plus 27 minus 12. 24. 24 coulomb. Copy that, children. See this, find the equivalent resistance between terminals A and B. Each resistor is of resistance R. Each resistance is of resistance R. Okay, here you can redraw the circuit. Why? Because this point is connected to this point is connected to this point. So these two will come in parallel. Those two are in parallel. So you can redraw the circuit like this. Since those two are in parallel, okay, now you can redraw the circuit like this. This is how we can redraw the circuit. A, B, this is each resistance is R. Okay. Now, what is what is the resistance here? After that, it will become a balanced resistance bridge network. Here R, here 2R, R by 2. So it is 2R. This is A, B. So now this is R. It is a balanced resistance bridge network. Okay, so now you can neglect this resistance. R and 2R are in series. R and 2R are in series. 3R, 3R are in parallel. You'll get effective resistance between A and B is 3R by 2. So that equal to 1.5R. 1.5R. So copy that, children. Next, see this. The wire of resistance 10 ohm is bent in the form of a circle. P and Q are points on the circumference of the circle, dividing it into a quadrant, and are connected to a battery of 3 volt and internal resistance of 1 ohm as shown in the figure. The currents in the two parts of the circle are the currents in the two parts. So here the total resistance is 10 ohm, right? So it is divided into 3/4 and 1/4. So this is 2.5 ohm, and this will be 7.5 ohm. Okay. Now this is 1 ohm. Internal resistance is 1 ohm. Now see this. So first you find the 2.5 and 7.5 are in parallel. First you find the effective resistance. Effective resistance of that 2.5 and 7.5 are in parallel. 2.5 into 7.5 divided by 10. How much you'll get? 2.5 into 7.5 divided by 10. 1.875. So, and this internal resistance will be in series with that, plus 1, 2.875. So, what is the current? Total current supplied to the battery, you calculate. Total current supplied to the battery is 3 volt divided by 2.875. 875. It is 1.04. 1.04 ampere or 1 ampere, you see, 1 ampere. Okay, 1 ampere. Okay, now this 1 ampere will split among 7.5 and 2.5. Okay, so they're asking currents in the two parts of the circuit. I1, this I say I1, this I say I2. So I1 is equal to 1 ampere into 2.5 divided by 10. So how much you'll get here? 2.5, that is 0.25. And I2 equal to, directly you can say 0.75 ampere. Check it. Okay, they have given in terms of, will it come as 0.25? 6 by 23. Approximately, see that 6 divided by 23. Approximately, yes. Approximate value. 18 divided by 23. Yeah, correct. 0.75. Okay, understood, children? You can keep that in the ratio also. They kept in the ratio, that's it. See the next one. A circuit is shown in the following figure. The potential of points A, B, C, D, O are given. The currents and the resistances are in the ratio 4:2:1. What is the ratio of the resistances R1, R2, R3, R4? So here, current in this R1 will be like this. Say this is 0 volt. Say the potential here is VO. Okay, we don't know the potential. Okay, potential at the point O is given. Okay, so here current will flow like this because V is greater than 3V by 4. Here current will flow 3V by 4 is bigger or 2V by 3 is bigger? 1 minute. It is 0.75V. This will be 2 divided by 3. 2 divided by 3. It is 0.6. So this is bigger than this. So here current will flow like this, I2. Here current will flow like this, I3. Here current will flow like this, I4. So clearly only one current is approaching here. The junction I1 equal to I2 plus I3 plus I4. Am I correct? And how do you find I1? I1 is nothing but V minus 3V by 4 divided by R1 equal to, so I2, what is the I2 value? Same way you can do that. I2 value. I2 equal to 2V by 3V by 4, potential difference 3V by 4 minus 2V by 3 divided by R2 plus I3. 3V by 4 minus V by 2 divided by R4. Okay, this is R3 actually. This is my printing mistake. R3. So divided by R3 plus this is 3V by 4 minus 0 divided by R4. Okay. So copy that, children. Now, since So since they gave the ratio R1 is to R2 is to R3, now you can find the no current ratios. You can find that easily. Copy that. Then now, yeah. So now after that, so they gave the ratio, right? Currents ratio. I1, I2, I3. I1, you say, for example, 4I, because ratio. I2 equal to, you say, 2I, and I3 equal to, you say, I. Now you substitute, you'll get the answer, ratio. So you take the current in I1 as 4I, the current in I2 as 2I because of the ratio, and current in I3 is I will get that ratio. Okay, children? And manipulate those equations, you'll get that ratio. So how we can do that? I1 is what? V minus 3V by 4. That is V by I1 is equal to 3V by 4 R1, right? So first find the R1 value. R1 equal to 3V by 4 I1, right? What is I1? 4I. So R1 is equal to 3V by 16I. Like that R2 also you find. Like that R3 also you find. So similarly with the same logic if you find. So with the same logic, if you find R2, same logic. R2 will be this. Okay, the same logic R2 you find. So R2 will be, so R2 will be equal to V by 24I, R3 equal to V by 4I, and R4 also you'll get from that equation, first equation. R4 also it is 3V by 4I. Now take the ratio. Take the ratio, you have R1, R2, R3. V by I will get cancelled. You take the ratio, you'll get the answer. You'll get the ratio. No, you'll get the 3 is to 2 is to 12 is to 36. Okay. Got that answer? Option A will get, check it. Now see this in the circuit shown in the figure. The current drawn through battery is 0.5 ampere. Current drawn through battery. Okay. Resistance. They are asking resistance. You don't have the resistance. Okay. So this current will flow here. Say the current is 0.5 ampere. This will divide like this. Okay. So 0.5 ampere directly you can say how it will divide, because 20, 10, 10, right? So current division formula if you apply here. So or else you can find the effective resistance of these three. These three are in parallel, right? These three are in parallel. What is the effective resistance? 20, 10 and 10 are in parallel. 5 is in parallel with the 20. So 5 and 20 are in parallel. So how much you'll get? So 4 ampere. So you can replace. You can replace that 0.5 amp. Okay, this is 2.5 amp, 2.5 volt. This is R. This is 4 ohm. 4 ohm. Okay. So now total current, that is 0.5 ampere. Now apply this formula. Current is equal to total EMF by total resistance R plus 4. What is the total current? 0.5 equal to 2.5 divided by R plus 4. Okay, so R value you want. So 0.5 R plus 2 equal to 2.5. So 0.5 R equal to 0.5. So R equal to 1 ohm. Correct? 1 minute. R equal to, it is 25 volt, not 2.5 volt. They are giving all wrong Wrong notations here. It is 2.25 volt. All this is 25 volt. It's not 2.5 children, it is 25 volt. Okay. Now you do this. It is 25 volt. Okay. Now current is 0.5 ampere. 0.5 ampere. And this is 4 ohm. Okay. Now 0.5 is equal to total EMF by total resistance. Okay. Here we have a resistance R. 4 plus R. Now, so it is 2 plus 0.5 R equal to 25. 0.5 R equal to 23. So R equal to 23 by 0.5. R equal to 46. R equal to 46 ohm is not ampere. Okay. Current through 20 ohm resistor that you can find now. Current through 20 ohm you can find. Let's copy that. How to find current through 20 ohm? You can apply current division formula. Here 0.5 is coming, right? That will split. Okay. So or else you can find potential difference across R value. What is the potential difference across R? It is 23. Now potential difference across these three resistors will be 2 volt. So 2 equal to 20 into I. So I equal to 2 by 20. So I equal to 0.1 ampere. That's correct. Potential difference across middle resistor is 2 volt. Correct. Potential difference across 20 ohm is 4 volt. Wrong. So A, B, C are correct. A, B, C are correct. Done. Next question. A voltmeter having a resistance of 998 ohm is connected to a cell of EMF 2 volt and internal resistance 2 ohm. The error in the measurement of EMF is. Okay, so this voltmeter having resistance this much is connected across a cell of EMF 2 volt and internal resistance 2 ohm. The error in the measurement. So easily you can find it because you have to treat voltmeter as a normal resistor. You have to treat voltmeter as a normal resistor. So this internal resistance is 2 ohm. Internal resistance is 2 ohm. And you have to treat voltmeter as one resistor. So what is that? What is the resistance of voltmeter? 998 ohm. Okay, so now find the current. So what is the EMF? 2 volt. Current in the circuit. I is equal to, so 2 divided by 1000. So I is equal to 1 by 500. Now what is the potential difference across voltmeter? So potential difference across voltmeter is 998 into I. So they're asking error, right? So first we'll see how much we get. 998 divided by 500. You'll get 1.996. So this is V dash value. What is actual V value? 2 volt, right? So difference is how much? The difference is delta V is equal to 0.004, that equal to 4 into 10 to the power of -3. Option C is correct. Copy that, children? Done, children? Okay. See the next one. Voltmeters V1 and V2 are connected in series across a DC line. So V1 reads 80 volt and has a and has a per volt resistance of 80 volt and has a per volt resistance of 200 ohm. V2 has total resistance of 32 kilo ohm. The line voltage is, okay, you can do this easily. Voltmeters V1 and V2 are connected in series. Voltmeters V1 and V2 are connected in series. This is V1 and this is V2. Okay, so now here V1 reads 80 volt. V1 reads 80 volt. And volt per resistance is 200 ohm. Now, what is the total resistance then? So now, what is the total resistance? It is 1.6 kilo ohm, right? So this resistance R1 is equal to 1.6 kilo ohm and V2 32 kilo ohm. Sorry, it is 16 kilo ohm. It is 16 kilo ohm and this is 32 kilo ohm. So if that reads 80 volt, you can find the current, right? Current. What is current? Current is equal to 80 divided by 16 kilo ohm. Now, if you find current V2 also you can calculate. What is V2? 32 into 10 cubed into V into I formula. 80 by 16 into 10 cubed. This will be cancelled. So 2 times. So 160. What is the line voltage? Line voltage is nothing but V1 plus V2 is equal to V1 plus V2. That equal to 80 plus 160. How much is that? 240. Copy that, children. This question, there is some ambiguity in this question. We leave that. We go to the last one, children. See this? So a variable current flows through a 1 ohm resistor for 2 seconds. The time dependence of the current is shown in the graph. So what they're asking? First you draw this diagram. First you draw the diagram. Then children. Okay, now a variable current flows through a 1 ohm resistor for 2 seconds. Time dependence of the current is shown in the graph. Now what they're asking, see, total charge flown through the resistor is 10 coulomb. Average current through the resistor is 5 ampere. Total heat produced in the resistor is 50 joule. Maximum power during the flow of current is 100 watt. Okay, so now see here, a variable current flows through 1 ohm resistor for 2 seconds. First, you can find the current as a function of time, and you can also find the total charge flown. The total charge flown is equal to area under this graph. Total charge flown, okay, so is equal to area under this graph. If you want, you can find that, otherwise you can skip that total charge flown. They're asking or they're asking heat, right? Total heat they're asking. Okay, charge also they're asking. Okay, so total charge flown is equal to half into base into height. So 10 coulomb, that's correct. Option A is correct. Now we see option B. Average current through the resistor is 5 ampere. Correct. Why? Because linear relationship, right? B is also correct. Average current. Okay, that's also correct. Then total heat produced and maximum power. Total heat, maximum power is I square into R. What is the maximum current? Maximum current is 10. So 100 into R. What is the resistance? 1. So that's correct. D is also correct. Now C we have to find total heat produced. To find the total heat produced, you have to find the current as a function of time. Y is equal to mx plus c. I is equal to m minus 5 into t plus 10. Y is equal to mx plus c. So now heat produced is equal to integral I square r dt. That is 10 minus 5t whole square, resistance is 1 into dt. So 0 to 2 seconds. Now integrate. If you integrate, you will get that also. Yeah, you will get. You will may not get. Okay, let me see. Integrate that. If you integrate, what you get? 10t minus 5t square by 2. Limits are 0 to 2. Check children how much you'll get here. Lower limit will become 0. 20 minus 20 by 2. 10. Only 10 joule you'll get children. So that's why option C is not correct. Option C is not correct. Copy that. Done children? Okay. That's it. So this is done. Okay, now this I'll start tomorrow, children. What is that? Moving charges I'll start tomorrow. Slope y is equal to mx plus c, right? Y is equal to mx plus c. Negative slope, right? It is 10. It is 2. Negative slope. dy by dx. Slope minus negative. It has negative slope, right? This straight line will have positive slope. This straight line will have a negative slope. What is the slope? 10 by 2 minus 5. Yeah, okay. I'll solve this question again. This is current as a function of time. So now this is 10 coulomb and this is 2 seconds. Charge flown is equal to area under IT graph. Charge flown is equal to area under IT graph. Area under IT graph. Okay, so Q is equal to 10 half into base into height. Half into base into height. That equal to 10 coulomb. That's correct. Option A. Option B, what they're saying? In option B, average current is 5 ampere, right? Why? Because you take the average 10 plus, so 0 plus 10 divided by 2, that is average, is a 5 ampere only, right? 5 ampere only. Average current is 5 ampere. Why? Because a linear. Average current is equal to 5 ampere. Okay. Next, C part, you have to find the relation between current and this. And heat produced is, since it is a variable current, I square R dt, 0 to 2 seconds. So if you simplify, you'll get 10 joule, which is not correct. In the option C, they give option 50 joule. Option D, 1 minute. Option D, maximum power. Maximum power equal to maximum. So maximum power equal to maximum current into resistance. What is the maximum current? 10 square. 10 square into resistance 1. So 100 watt. That is also correct. Yes, understood now? Y is equal to mx plus c. Ayyar Ramchandra, that is mathematics man, is a straight line. How do you write the equation of a straight line? Equation of a straight line. Equation of a straight line. C is wrong because you get 10 joule, but actually they give 50 joule. This model we did already. How to find heat produced by variable current? C equal to 10 you will get. Yeah, I think. But not 50. But definitely it's not 50. They gave 50, right? But definitely it's not 50. Check it. Definitely it's not 50. Okay. So why it is not 50? See here, integral 10 minus 5t whole square. Okay, sorry. Whole square dt, right? Okay. H is equal to R dt. R is 1. Okay, integrate 100 plus, okay, first A minus B whole square formula. 25t square. Yeah, 25t square. Okay, let us check. 100 plus 25, but definitely it's not 50 joule. 100 plus 25t square minus 100t, okay, into dt. Now you check it, 0 to 2. So after integrating, you will get 100t here, 25t cubed by 3, here minus 100t square by 2. Okay, now you substitute the limits 0 to 2. How much you get? So lower limit will become 0, 200 plus 25 into 8 divided by 3, 25 into 8 divided by 3 minus 100 into 4, 400 divided by 2. So how much you'll get here? This is 200, 200, 200 will go. 25 into 8 divided by 3. How much is that? Definitely it's not 50, right? Y-intercept, man. Y-intercept. Y-intercept. Y is equal to mx plus c. Is that what is the y-intercept here? What is the y-intercept? 10 coulomb, right? 10 coulomb. That's it. That is that.